This talk of pardoning Derek Chauvin is bait to get black people out into the streets, to be confronted by police officers who Donald Trump thinks should have immunity, and so that Donald Trump and these police officers can beat and kill black people in the streets. And Donald Trump can point at that and say, look at this, I don't have any other choice but to impose martial law nationwide.
Hey everybody, I want this video to go viral if you can. Look, the whole thing about pardoning Derek Chauvin is to provoke the black community to react, for us to go out in the streets in anger. Look, this is a targeted attack against us. This is to provoke us and to trigger us because nothing else is working. We're not going out in the streets. We're not buying anything. We're not fighting this. We didn't go out and protest. The problem is they want to enact martial law, and they need an excuse to do it. Keep in mind that the MAGAs wanted bloodshed. They wanted that civil war. Remember what happened when he lost the last time? Well, he won this time, and they did not get their bloodlust satisfied. Remember, the whole point of pardoning Chauvin is to get us out into the streets so that they can blame us when the violence ensues. Don't forget who you are dealing with. Don't forget why they're doing it, and don't let them provoke you into going out into the streets.
Hello guys, how are you doing? I hope you're very well wherever you are. Now, this video that I'm just about to play here, it's of this lawyer, and he's trying to explain what does it mean for blacks now that this killer cop is being supported to be released, and the statements of Elon Musk supporting the release of this cop. What does this mean to the blacks? Now, I don't know what are your views concerning the release of this guy, but I'm going to give you mine later on after this clip. But in the meantime, you can continue giving me your views concerning this release of this cop. But first, if this is your first time in this channel, please consider subscribing to our channel. Give us a like. We'll greatly appreciate. Thank you. Let's get into it.
That comment was left on a video that I did yesterday about Elon Musk encouraging Donald Trump to pardon Derek Chauvin, the police officer who was held primarily responsible for the murder of George Floyd in the spring of 2020, which gave rise to the Black Lives Matter protests during that summer. That sentiment was then echoed by Ben Shapiro on his show, and I made a video, admittedly, from the perspective of a white guy who's a lawyer. And my perspective was Derek Chauvin was convicted, the most serious charges that landed him in prison for the rest of his life. He was convicted on state charges in a state court, and a president can't pardon somebody for state charges. He can only pardon on federal charges. There were some follow-up federal charges for violating civil rights and things like that, and Trump could pardon Derek Chauvin on those. But being that I'm a white guy, and I came at that from the perspective of a white guy who's a lawyer, I woke up this morning to a lot of comments on that video from black Americans. And the one thing that I did not think of is that this talk of pardoning Derek Chauvin is bait to get black people out into the streets, to be confronted by police officers who Donald Trump thinks should have immunity, and so that Donald Trump and these police officers can beat and kill black people in the streets. And Donald Trump can point at that and say, look at this, I don't have any other choice but to impose martial law nationwide. Admittedly, my perspective in that video was limited to my particular life experience. It did not dawn on me when I made that video I got a lot of comments like this, and I saw a video from Tabitha this morning. Tabitha Speaks Politics. If you're not following her, you really should be. And she said it explicitly. She's like, this is bait to get black people out into the streets. And I hadn't thought of that. I hadn't thought of that. But I think it's entirely accurate. I think it's absolutely entirely accurate. I think Donald Trump is confused 6 weeks into his presidency that there haven't been mass nationwide protests every day, people in the streets protesting against him and what he's doing. And I think this talk of pardoning Derek Chauvin is a way to light a fire under certain communities in the United States to get them out into the streets so that Donald Trump can turn loose police officers, National Guard troops, the United States military on American soil as a way to get to a point where he can declare martial law in the United States. So thank you for that comment. Thank you, Tabitha, for your video. And this is again, it's like, this is one of the reasons why I love TikTok, because people with different identities than mine and different backgrounds than mine bring different perspectives to circumstances that don't necessarily dawn on me right out of the gate, because it's just like, I'm just a dumb white guy who grew up in very segregated circumstances in Ohio, so I appreciate your comment and everybody's input on that, but I think you're absolutely 100% correct.
President Elon Musk suggested that felon Trump should think about pardoning Derek Chauvin, the ex-cop convicted of taking George Floyd's life unnecessarily. Musk reposted a rant from Ben Shapiro, who called Chauvin's conviction a railroading and claimed it was the true cause of the BLM protest. What is it about these maggots that they want to relitigate these judgments that were done by a jury that reviewed all the evidence and made a decision in the company of lawyers and a judge? Ben Shapiro, Musk, nor the felon have all the facts, and maggots think it's okay to let these people go because they feel like it. I say if that's the case and they're going to do that, then it's open season on the pardoned. Damn, that's a good movie idea. Never mind that Chauvin was convicted of murder and civil rights violation. Shapiro knows everything, and he wants the felon to wipe it all away for another felon. And Musk, he's just thinking about it, because apparently this is the debate we're having right now in 2025 with the egg price is still high. Will the convict actually consider it? I bet he will, because he's into letting criminals out of prison and into the street, like himself. Do not comply with this maggot trash. Believe in truth. I'll be back with more of it.
Hey, what's good, my people? What's good? I'm that boy they call Big Tone, one half of the Chronic OGs podcast. Make America Great Again, part 337. So Ben Shapiro came out, like I said the other day, Ben Shapiro came out and said that Donald Trump should pardon Derek Chauvin, who's the guy that murdered George Floyd. So I gave that some thought, and you know what? They just trying to entice us. They just trying to entice us so they could put us in jail, so we can go out and protest, and they gonna make the protest get a little rowdy, and then we gonna respond, and then they want to go out, they want to hurt us, they want to spray us, they want to possibly kill us and have qualified immunity and all this other bullshit. Only thing I'm gonna say, folks, is this: don't fall for the okie doke. There's no way in hell he does not, as bigger balls as Trump believes he has from the shit he's doing, don't believe for a second that he's going to do that. If he does that, unfortunately, there's going to be an uproar, as he would say, the likes of no one has seen before. Don't fall for it, y'all. After y'all watch this video, don't even think about it no more. I'm that boy they call Big Tone. I'm out.
Buenas tardes, happy Black 365. Listen, Escucha may venereal diseases. So Elonia Musty bitch, you know, the robot with the skin falling off the bone structure. He asked the Grand Wizard in charge to pardon Derek Chauvin, and you know that is that ex-cop who's in prison now for unaliving George Floyd, you know, by putting his knee on his neck for a certain amount of time while everybody was recording. And that's what kicked off the Black Lives Matter movement, bitch, in 2020. But this is expected. I mean, if you expect the expected, you wouldn't be surprised, bitch. Your boca will never be open, bitch. It will always stay in place, bitch. Keep your beef sucker safe. So, I mean, I expect it. It's unfortunate, though, but, I mean, you got the motherfucking fat bastard in charge who already pardoned the convicted January 6th insurrectionist, bitch. That was, like, one of his first business of order when he got into the motherfucking White House. So that's expected. But, you know, felons doing what felons do, bitch. They sticking together like glue, bitch. They got their pink piglets right in each other's backside, just hunching in the Oval Office. But anyhow, also as well, in addition to motherfucker fat bastard in charge, he said he's gonna give Israel the resources they need to finish the job. I'm assuming he's talking about the Palestinians, bitch. They already demolished Gaza, bitch. Ain't nothing left but some rebel. Let them people rebuild. Them Palestinians done made it all the way back, fought this time, made it back, and now you gonna finish the job, huh? But you know what? This is what y'all voted for. So tear this motherfucker down to the studs, ho. I would like to hear from the Dearborn uncommitted delegates. You know, because my flabbers are gasted. Okay, ho?
There is no way this is not rage bait. Elon borrowed RFK Jr.'s brainworm and is just letting it play with the controls like plankton in SpongeBob. It kind of follows a logical conclusion, right? Because the right wing in America have made their entire political identity around attacking DEI and hating DEI, while at the same time implicitly associating anything to do with black people in professions or positions of power as being DEI. Essentially turning DEI into a new form of sort of dog whistle, or sort of a new slur, essentially saying, oh, you're DEI, basically making it clear that they have a problem with black people. I did not realise that Tom Fuckery went as far as a South Africa apartheid billionaire trying to advocate for the freedom of a corrupt police officer with a history of racism-based violent complaints who held his knee on the neck of a man for 8 minutes, resulting in his passing. That was found in a court of law. If anyone says anything about blood content or anything, congratulations, you're about as racist as this guy. If George Floyd was a white guy, you wouldn't be saying that, would you? And then people saying like, oh my god, why would Elon suddenly be just so crazy in favour of white racists? And it's like, this is not new. The guy comes from apartheid South Africa, and the way that his companies get sued for racism, it reflects that. This is absolutely crazy work that people aren't aware of. Like, in these lawsuits, there's allegations that Tesla management and stuff were just turning a blind eye to racist slurs and graffiti, including nooses and that one particular symbol that we don't like. It's no surprise that this guy, prompted by Benny Boy, is so eager to wiggle his jiggly Ozempic chin into the legal system and try and get this absolute monster released. And there's also people saying that he wants to do it because it will cause people to riot, and then he can use that as an excuse to get Trump to implement martial law, because all of his companies are failing and his net worth is going down at the moment. And I think he probably wants to fix that with a little bit of authoritarianism. Disgusting though. Follow for more.
Hey everybody, I want this video to go viral if you can. Look, the whole thing about pardoning Derek Chauvin is to provoke the black community to react, for us to go out in the streets in anger. Look, this is a targeted attack against us. This is to provoke us and to trigger us, because nothing else is working. We're not going out in the streets. We're not buying anything. We're not fighting this. We didn't go out and protest. The problem is they want to enact martial law, and they need an excuse to do it. Keep in mind that the MAGAs wanted bloodshed. They wanted that civil war. Remember what happened when he lost the last time? Well, he won this time, and they did not get their bloodlust satisfied. Remember, the whole point of pardoning Chauvin is to get us out into the streets so that they can blame us when the violence ensues. Don't forget who you are dealing with. Don't forget why they're doing it, and don't let them provoke you into going out into the streets.
So Ben Shapiro is leading a charge to get Derek Chauvin released. You know, Derek Chauvin, the guy who was convicted, found guilty, and is in prison for the unaliving of George Floyd. Ben Shapiro is leading the cause of getting him released. I mean, the last time I heard about Ben Shapiro, he was talking about his wife has never ever had a moist Falusi. This piece of crap is out there trying to get George Floyd's unaliver released from prison. This news came as I was doing a live, which was wonderful, you guys. Thank you. And most of the people in my life said, "Oh, it's actually a good idea. Let him loose and let Shapiro run around with him, because it would probably be a really great idea to visit any city with a large amount of any ethnicity." Did I say in this? Yeah. Let him free. But yeah, this whiny, nasally, fake piece of crap who can't even get his wife to a state of moisture wants to release George Floyd's murderer.
Welcome back again. And this issue is so strategic for the system, because it is very clear to everyone, and even in their minds they know that if Chauvin is released, it is going to deepen racial tension and erode trust in the justice system, especially among black communities and those who have been fighting for police accountability. So because Floyd's murder was a pivotal moment that sparked global protest against police brutality, if he is released, it will send a message that the justice system does not truly value black lives. This will lead to increased anger, protest, and possibly even more civil unrest. So it is very clear in their minds that this is going to happen. So they are intentionally doing this so that the black folk is going to get outside there into the streets, fight, and then what will be their excuse? We didn't have any choice. To maintain the peace, to safeguard the peace and the security of the country, we had to send police. So that will be their excuse. And so what I can tell the blacks, don't get outside there, because they've seen that you're very calm regardless of the challenges you're facing. And so they've tried to find a way to provoke you to get outside there so that they can persecute you. So don't fall into that trap. Just be calm as you've been all those years. Be cool. Let them do whatever they want to do. But at the end, justice is going to be served. I don't know how you think about this video. I don't know what is your view, but you can tell us, how do you feel about it in the comment section. This marks the end of our session today, and if this is your first time in this channel, please support us. Ring that notification bell, subscribe to our channel, give us a like. We greatly appreciate. Remember, we are strong together. Hope to see you in the next video. Goodbye.